はあ、こんにちは。ガスタブさん、こんにちは。久しぶり。I think I didn't fix that because you know it often becomes blackout, so I have to share my screen again and again. アンバーさんこんにちは。So please let me know if you can't see my screen. Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. ディアさんこんにちは。そうだ。I'm sorry, I haven't replied to you. テスト終わった。お疲れ様。You can see it now. Okay. I forgot to share the screen from HelloTalk. HelloTalk コメント。HelloTalk のコメント。これか。ピーターさん、こんにちは。Namaste. It's visible. Okay. Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. If you guys have no questions right now, is it okay to talk about the pronunciation ofらりるれろin Japanese? I found something interesting about the pronunciation of らりるれろ。エイドさん、こんにちは。It is said that らりるれろ、そうそう。It is said that Japanese らりるれろ is not R sound and it's not L sound in English. It's between them. Yesterday I was up. Didn't I post that I have something to do? Didn't I? あれ Recently, I have too many things to do and I kind of kappa over. Or how do you say that? ごめんね。ごめんなさい。I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I think I did. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。I'm sorry. Thank you so much for waiting. I'm here today. I'm sorry. ごめんなさい。Do you say kappa over? ごめんなさい。I've seen them used for L sound in カタカナ。キャパオーバーってなんていうの？キャパシティ。キャパシティ。オーバー。Like overtasked? How do you say that? Capacity and over. Kappa over. I'm so sorry about that. ごめんなさい、JSM さんも、アンドリューさんも。Maximum capacity. なるほど。Maximum? Like, maximum is 100%. Right? Kappa over. Japanese kappa over means like you over the maximum, maybe 120% or even 200%. Like, I think I was kappa over yesterday. I had too many things to do, and my brain was kappa over. So, what I was trying to tell you about ラリルレロ is うーんとなんて言ったらいいな。あ、わかった。青にしよう。Can you guys see my screen on HelloTalk? と、赤。これがEnglish R sound, and this is English L sound, and the Japanese ラリルレロ is maybe here. ラリルレロ Frozen again. Let me share my screen again. Thank you for letting me know. Can you guys see? L sound in English. This is R sound in English. In English. L and R in English are mutually exclusive. Exclusive ってなんだっけ？ mutually exclusive. mutually あ、互いにexclusive あー、わかった。じゃあ OK let's say like どこ行った？間違えた。切り離せない。How about this? こうだ。こうなってこうだ。でこうだ。ちょっと待って。Here, Japanese ラリルレロ。Right? こうだ。What I mean is in Japanese, we never distinguish L sound and R sound. in Japanese. Which means we don't know the differences between L sound and R sound because we never distinguish them. So, 小田井さんこんにちは。久しぶり。And it is said that one of a man who 専門家 How do you 専門家 How do you say 専門家専門家 Expert Specialist Maybe specialist Professional One of the expert Specialist or professional of pronunciation 専門そうそう pronunciation about Japanese pronunciation and English pronunciation is explaining that Japanese pronunciation ofらりるれろ is sometimes close to L sound and it's sometimes close to R sound. It depends on the area of Japan. It depends on dialect and also it depends on the word. Like it changes. It is influenced by a word or by a character just before らりるれろ or just after らりるれろ like さずさんこんにちは like this is らりるれろ La or li or ru or re or ro. So it is depends on this character or this character. Like the word だから Sometimes they say だから and sometimes they say だからだから画面消えた ?OK ありがとうサードさんだからYou know I don't know The tricky sound to me she, he, who, So we don't distinguish them We never distinguish them It changes a lot It depends on the person But one tip hint to pronounce Japanese らりるれろ correctly らりるれろIf you see Japanese これ何 Oh, how do you call that? 50音表 When you see Japanese hiragana and katakana chart or do you call it chart? When you see Japanese hiragana and katakana chart you see 立ちつてとNot 立ちつてと It's 立ちつてと So the correct pronunciation is どこ行った this is T sound. And this is like ち、つ、and て、と。to. It's to. I'm not really sure. It's touched. なんか寝る時間、おやすみなさい。ありがとう、おだいさん。When you pronounce ダディドゥレド、ダディドゥレド、ラリルレロ、the position of your tongue is almost same. It's not same. ありがとう、大さん。またね。おやすみ。It's almost same. When you pronounce the, do, de, de. おやすみ。ど。ど。like door. だ。ディズニー。do. で、ディズニー。Destiny. Oh, that's Destiny. De? Do you have de? Deport. That's depend. Oh, da. なんだろう。だ。delicious。delicious。天才。ありがとう。ありがとう、天才。天才。delicious。天才アンドリューさん、ありがとう。アベムさん、こんにちは。Disney. Do it. Delicious. Door. I mean, it's not totally same. I mean, I think it's close to Japanese sound. Da di do de do, da di do de do. When you pronounce da di do de do, the position of your tongue is almost same as la ri ru re ro. The position and also the shape of your tongue. Da di do de do, la ri ru re ro, da la da. When you pronounce la ri ru re ro, your tongue is slightly rolled. ブラックスクリーン。ロディさん、こんにちは。I will share my screen again. Can you see right now? Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. I mean, we don't have D sound and a do sound in Japanese. We use D or do only when we write down any English words such as Disney or do. I'm not sure. In Japanese, ひらがな and カタカナ chart, it should be だじずでど and it's だじIt's J-I or Z-I when you type it on your keyboard. I mean, it's so hard to write down Japanese pronunciation in English alphabets though. Can they say do or diddy, dum, diddy, do? What's that? Do or diddy, dum, diddy, do. What's that? アロディさん、フォローありがとうございます。Thank you so much for following me. Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. Pronunciation of la li lu le lo. It's sung from 1964, the year my mother was born. 東京オリンピック It's the year of 東京オリンピックラリルレロ and ダディドゥデド Does it make sense to you guys? That's what I wanted to tell you about the pronunciation of ラリルレロダジズデドNo, ダディドゥデドダディ D like Disney, do like do it, do your best. De like delicious, do like door. Da di do de do la ri ru re ro. The position and the shape of your tongue is almost same, very close when you pronounce Japanese la ri ru re ro and da di do de do. Maybe for do it can be those those are そうね those are ど何があるかな It's not good word though. Dope. I know it's not good word for education. D-O-P-E. I know. It's not good.そうね。th 違う。I had one question. オイガと香りの違いはオイガってなんだドレミファソラシドそうね。When did you hear オイガ匂いがかな匂い It's maybe 匂い違う匂い 香り? Oh, do you guys have any questions about the pronunciation of らりるれろ? If not, let's move to the next question. The differences between 香り and 匂い。風の匂いがじゃないかな。I guess that's 風の匂い。匂い means smell. And 香り is also smell. They are slightly different though. 風のおいがI think that's 匂い。おいがthat's 匂い means smell and 香り is also smell. ジャスティンさんこんにちは。Can you see my screen on HelloTalk? It frozen or black out again and again. I'm sorry. I hope it's not my fault though. HelloTalk. HelloTalk. これかな匂い、OK。It's pretty simple. 匂い In English, smell. Fragrance, perfume. なるほど。Scent, odor. Oh, you have many words for 匂い or 香り in English. ねえ。So, the differences between 匂い and 香り in Japanese is 匂い is something good one, good smell, good one, and also bad one. And 香り is only good one. そうそうそう。オッケーオッケーオッケー。ありがとう、ジャスティンさん。So like when you enter a restaurant or when you are walking on the street and when you find bakery, how do you pronounce that? Bakery. You find a shop of bread. Bakery. パン屋。We say パン for bread. Bakery. Like you can say, いい匂い or いい香り、いい匂い、いい香り。We use both in daily conversation, but 匂い I think 匂い is more used in general conversation. And when you want to emphasize that it's good smell. People usually use 香り like perfume or foods or like なんだろう soap. Anything else? Like soap, like Downy. What's that? 柔軟剤柔軟剤って何 Fabric softener. あー。That's 香り Good smell. Smell good and あー、そっか。じゃあ good smell にしよう。Good smell and a bad smell. This is good smell. 香り also girl's name. あ、そうそう、香りちゃん。When this 漢字 is used as someone's name, when we use 漢字 as someone's name, we often drop ひらがな。When you use this 漢字 when you wanna write any words, any noun, any like general words, you always have to put ひらがな here. But it's kind of Japanese custom. We can read it as 香り when it is used as someone's name. 香りさん So that's the difference between 匂い and 香り Like when you go to bathroom in a park, maybe smells not so good 匂いがlike that I thought it was 香りIt can be pronounced as 香り but you know it looks not so pretty Maybe nobody use that Just feeling though あ、サーチポンさんこんにちは久しぶりSo, does it make sense to you guys? Do you guys have any questions about 匂い and 香り100カタカナロンワードおすごい100すごいねDo you guys have any other questions? Bad smell? Is there a word for bad smell? Bad smell?なんだろう匂い is noun 香り is noun and it can be verb 匂う匂います匂う匂わない It's verb group 1 Group 1ね、香り is also be able to be a verb 香ります。香る。香らない。It's also group 1. And when we say 匂います、匂う、匂わない。I know it's strange though. It's bad smell. 臭いは It's adjective. 悪臭かなあ、ジャミールさんこんにちは。ちょっと待ってね。When we say 匂い it can be good one and also bad one. いい匂い。おー、いい匂いがする。I can feel, I can smell good smell. いい匂いがする。But when we say 匂います、匂う is like bad smell. 香り、香ります、香る、香らない。It's always good smell. And 臭い is e adjective. E adjective. 臭い。臭い。間違えた。臭くない。臭かった。今見られます？ OK。Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. あとは、悪臭とか。間違えた。悪臭。悪 means or what's 悪 in English? 悪 like victim? ちょっとno wrong vice evil evil あ that's not ever evil wrong vice 悪臭そう bad smell 悪臭かな匂いますあこっち使うかなこっちだな匂う待ってこっちだこうだな It's general I think These are 臭い臭くない臭かったいい adjective 匂います匂う匂わない It's verb Bad smell Good smell Needs bad smell かなDoes it make sense to you guys? Mochi, I want to learn Japanese well. Where should I start? Should I start conversationally and then learn the rest. What have you learned so far, Justin さん？If you are a beginner and if you wanna learn something very basic, you can learn from my videos on YouTube. Like I explained how different it is, how Japanese differ from other languages, and how we distinguish hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And if you wanna learn some phrases, you know, it depends on a person. It depends on your personality. Do you know this how do you pronounce that? Back running styles framework. Do you guys know this one? Ajamil さんありがとう。It will help you to understand which styles fit on you when you learn language. 例えば、for example, this one. ちょっと待って。どここれだ。Like, I know you cannot read it very well. You can open the link. Like if you visual type, it'll be better to run in these ways. I'm not visual type, and if you're audio type, I cannot pronounce that. You'll be good at running in these styles. This is my type, read and write type. So it depends. It will give you some tips. And also this one. これね。TH sound always trick me. Theoretical type. Theoretical reflective type, active type, practical type. So please check it. Learning Japanese always tricky. English pronunciation, especially TH and L, R sounds always trick me. Do you think meanwhile I am learning katakana words, I should also learn kanji and native vocab alongside? You know, it depends on your purpose, what you wanna learn. If you are running seriously, like if you don't have any deadlines, you can start with anything you like, anything you are interested in. It's the best way to keep studying, and it's the best way to keep your motivation for learning Japanese. But if you have to get a job, you definitely have to study in different way. Make sense to you guys? なんて That's Furigana. Slow down your reading. Kanji just a little difficult. I didn't know some true Korean. That's Furigana. Slow down your reading. なんだろうどうThat's Furigana. Slow down your reading. Kanji just a little difficult. I don't know some true. I mean I understand Furigana. I'm just trying to get what you mean, what you wanna ask me. なんだ Like, would you like ask me if you should read any Japanese sentences without Furigana? If your Japanese level is like N3 or N2, you shouldn't really rely on Furigana. It depends on a level, I think. If you're N5 or N4, you can rely on Furigana. Rely on. How do you pronounce that?
Rely.
Rely. R-E-L-Y かな。先生お疲れ様です。ディスガイさんこんにちは。小説で読んだのですが、この文脈で反さないはどう読むのでしょうか。反さないそれは教義に反しますから。じゃあ教義に反さないことならいいのか。反する。なぜこの形になっているのか。なぜこの形になって反するの使い方。ちょっと待って。Oh, do you guys have any other questions about 匂いの香り? Does it make sense to you guys? 間違えた。なぎさんこんにちは。Thank you so much for following me. Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. Should you try to rely on Furigana early on? そらす。そういうことか。反するとそらす。オッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケー。これね。オッケーオッケーオッケー。I see. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Yes. It is sorasu too. I forgot. That is pronounced as sorasu too. Okay. Okay. Should you try to rely on Furigana early on? なんだろうな。In my opinion, Japanese runners should get used to read Japanese sentences for the first when they are in N5 or N4. I think it's much more important to read many sentences and get used to read Japanese sentences. To get used to read Japanese sentences, I think they can rely on Furigana and many generally Japanese reading textbooks for N5 or N4 students have Furigana because it's for beginner. And after you get used to read Japanese sentences, maybe when you're in N3, N2, or even N1, you have to get used to any sentences written for native Japanese speakers. Cause we, native Japanese speakers, adult Japanese users, always read any sentences without Furigana. Sometimes they have Furigana when the word is not common. But usually they don't have any Furigana if it is written for adult people. So when you're in 3 and 2, you have to get used to read Japanese sentences written for Japanese native adult people. So you shouldn't really rely on Furigana when you're in entry 2. In 3, sometimes you can rely on Furigana. In 2, you can't. Because mostly Japanese textbooks for N2 students don't really have Furigana. 上級者と日本人向けの作品だとフリガナってほど、あ、そう。Like, for example, we see Furigana when we are reading Japanese manga comics, and it's usually because that's not common words. It's words, original words. Only any words that are used only in that manga, the story, or like. あ、マミさんこんにちは。Like, read One Piece. ゴムゴムのガトリング Like, Luffy says ゴムゴムのブラブラゴムゴムのブラブラブラ It's written in kanji, but it's not pronounced as that, actually. You cannot find that pronunciation in Japanese dictionary. It's used only in that manga, I mean One Piece. Where are we? あ、そう。My opinion about Furigana is when you're in N5 or 4, you can rely on Furigana, and if you read any sentences with kanji and Furigana, you'll be get used to read these kanji. By reading again and again, you can memorize, you can remember the kanji. So I don't think it's bad thing to rely on Furigana if you're a beginner. Does it make sense to you guys? あ、そう。反するとそらすね。待って。あと、反する is what if it's 開く it has so many reading あ、そうね it depends on context 開く開く but it doesn't really matter because 開くand 開く are almost same. So we have to make sure if my job is 声優 how do you say that 声優 a voice actor hey voice actress if I were a voice actress of Japanese anime, I definitely have to make sure if it's aku or hiraku. I definitely have to make sure. Cause maybe the author of the story have maybe how he or she has any meanings thoughtful about that maybe, but if we read it as novel or something, we don't really have to care about if it's hiraku or aku because same meaning. 反するそらす反する it's like against そらす how do you say そらす in English そらす to make it in another way to let it different way or how do you say that そらすbend そうねbend like bend あとはこっちか漢字そっか違うこれは何 turn away oh you guys have many words for this. Turn Barbara away. Distract. Divert. Nani? Look away. Abort.
Evade.
Evade. ああ、そうね。Evade。これ何？ Abort。
Avert.
ああ、なるほど。反する。反する。against opposite to be
Contrary.
contrary. なんてviolate ああかなあそう逆にああなるほど待ってそう反する is usually used when someone is against to any rules or law. Am I pronouncing correctly? You know, I can never pronounce law. These are all same to me. So when you against to any rules, it doesn't have to be law. Rules in country, rules in where you live, rules a company you're working for, rules the school you belong to, and also not only rules, like maybe you have your rule or your family's rule. あとなんだ心情 How do you say 心情 Your principle belief principle maybe belief you will use 反する and it's not like daily words, it's not used in general speaking, it's not casual, it sounds pretty formal 反する So when the any action or any thought is against to your belief as human or as like in my case as a teacher, as a Japanese teacher, I could say 反するかなさっきの文脈なんですが反しますと反らさない両方ありました 反さない。あ、じゃあ両方反します反さないだと思う。反します反さないじゃないかな。反する反します反さない。そらすそらしますそらさない。そらすそらしますそらさないかな。そらす This is like physical, like like そらす。Oh, this is my One Piece comic book. This is そらす。It's bend. 体をそらす。Let you body bend. そらす。そらす。The third one is not physical. The second one is physical. The third one is to change the direction of the topic. Something you are talking about. For example, you're asking me the differences between 反します反する and そらしますそらす and maybe I cannot explain about that and I don't want to show that I cannot explain about that. Then 話をそらします which means I try to change the topic. I try to talk about something different. 話をそらします。That's the third one. そらします。Does it make sense to you guys? So 反します。The first one is something against to any rules or your belief. Like, for example, 例えば、なんだろう。なんだろう。あ、例えば Here on this live stream, I always answer you guys. I always answer questions in English. Only I talk on this live stream because this is live stream. But when I used to work for Japanese language school, when I was working for a school and when I was teaching in front of 20 students in a classroom, I always try to lead my students. I didn't really want to give them the answer first. I always give them tips to find the answer. I always try let them think about, because having discussion to find any answer in Japanese is the best way to improve their Japanese skills, right? I don't really want to give them an answer when I was teaching in a classroom. If I always give them the answer immediately, in the classroom, it's against to my belief. 私の心情に反します。belief 心情。belief Is this correct? あ、そう。Does it make sense to you guys? When I was working for Japanese language school, I also trained new teachers. I had classes and also, I taught Japanese learners and also I trained native Japanese speakers, teachers, how to teach Japanese. And I always tell them, new teachers, do not give them answer immediately. Let them think. Let them find answer by themselves. By Japanese. By having discussion in Japanese. Because if you get the answer immediately, you don't really remember. If you try to find answer, if you talk with your classmate, if you search on Google, if you ask someone, and if you find many information and think about that, you will not forget. Does it make sense to you guys? I'm not sure if I can explain about that in English. So that's my belief as a teacher. So if I give them answer immediately in the classroom, 私の心情に反します。私の心情に反します。反します。Any other questions? Does it make sense to you guys? Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. なんてメールが来ている。質問なさそう？ Can you see this, my clock? It's 1:20 p.m. in Japan time. I usually go on live stream 12 p.m. in Japan time. Now it's 1:20 p.m. in Japan time. I usually go on live stream 12 p.m. in Japan time, Monday to Friday. みやっちゅさんかな？こんにちは。Hi guys, I've been teaching Japanese language for 9 years. If you have any questions about Japanese language or culture, feel free to ask me. In Canada, we went up on the... summer time. It's 1:20 p.m. in Japan time. I usually go on live stream 12 p.m. in Japan time. So... it's Wednesday in Japan. I'll be back tomorrow 12 p.m. in Japan time. I learned something from Sora. Sora the troll. What was that? アム雨何 Sora the troll? Is that name of anime or something? So, I'll be back tomorrow 12 p.m. in Japan time, and I will be not here on Friday. I have meeting on Friday, so I'll be here. That meaning of 雨。ああ、そうね。雨。ああ、そういうことか。I got it. なるほどね。So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my live streaming, guys. ありがとう。また明日。バイバイ。